ブラまで濡れちゃった。先輩に会うかもと思って可愛いのしてきたのにな。
Okumura was a lonely, ugly, desperate creep who was only interested in anime girls, basically the same as you. Yes, you, the person who clicked on this video because you saw a cute anime girl in the thumbnail. Unlike you, his father didn't abandon him, but instead his mother was the one who left to go buy milk. In grade school, he confessed his feelings to his crush, but she called him an ugly creep and rejected him. The girls in his class even called him gross otaku. And they say the worst thing a girl can say is no. Since not even his own mother wanted him, he got obsessed with an anime waifu called Lilial to cope with the fact that he's a loser. One day, a cute girl walked in and asked to join his club, but Okumura was flabbergasted. He couldn't believe a real girl was actually talking to him. He tried to come up with an excuse to make her leave, since he didn't want her to find out how much of a creep he is. She touched his figurine, and its top fell off. However, Okumura was shocked when he realized Rarisa wasn't creeped out. She was actually admiring how detailed the figurine's clothes was. Okumura couldn't believe there was actually a girl out there who was just as creepy as he is. They started arguing about anime characters to see who is creepier, and that's when Okumura realized that this girl was even creepier than him. She told Okumura that she wanted to be Lilial, but Okumura was hesitant, since he's only into anime girls, and not real ones. She saw an episode playing on the computer, and they started watching the episode together, and that's when Okumura realized she was really into anime girls just like him. However, he still wasn't sure if he should let her join the club since she was a real girl. She told Okumura she had a weird hobby that she was into, but she was afraid to tell him. He told her it's okay, and that he won't judge her for being weird. She went into her bag and took out a bunch of DVDs with adult content. She told him that she wanted to make a DVD of her own doing cosplay of herself dressing up as anime characters. Okumura looked at the cosplay and asked if she was sure since her assets weren't big enough for some of those costumes. She explains that she has wanted to do cosplay since she was a kid, but she was afraid that people would think she was weird. One day, she went to a cosplay event where she saw girls talking about adult activities with their favorite cosplay model. That's when she decides she will accept the fact that she's a creep and won't feel ashamed for being weird. She told Okumura that if he let her join the club, he would let him take pictures of her. She explains that she feels safer taking pictures with someone who is also a weirdo instead of a random stranger from the internet. She found out about Okumura's club when she was walking past his room and saw the posters on his wall. She realized he was a huge Lilial fan just like her, which is why she wants to join the club. After some thought, he eventually decides to let her join the club and perform her cosplay activities. Rarisa quickly removes her clothes, which shocks Okumura. He may have been a creepy loser, but he was only loyal to Lilial and didn't want to see any other girl. However, Rarisa changed into her Lilial costumes, which made him start to rethink his feelings for real-life girls. Rarisa even said Lilial's catchphrase, which made Okumura feel the most intense pleasure he has ever felt in his life. He was amazed at how realistic Rarisa's cosplay looked. Okumura decides to stop simping, but Rarisa shows him the clothes she had on and asks for his opinion on the outfit, which shocked him. She even turned around and showed the back, which completely fried his brain. Okumura was only into anime girls, but after seeing Rarisa's assets, he was starting to rethink his preferences, and honestly, I can't blame him. I think I might be into cosplay now. Okumura decides he will try out real girls to see if he likes it, but his brain got friend again when Rarisa called him senpai. The next day, Okumura decides to watch an anime episode with Lilial to take his mind off Rarisa. However, she entered the room. She realized Okumura was about to watch an episode she has never seen, so she asked him about it. After explaining it to her, they started playing a video game, which made Okumura realize he actually enjoyed being with her and he was worried about nothing. She paused the game to catch a specific scene, which made Okumura realize this girl was somehow even worse than her. She decides to do another cosplay for Okumura, which shocks him. He turned around and saw that she was wearing a training outfit, but this time he was able to control himself. She told him to take pictures of her, and he agreed. While taking the pictures, Okumura almost lost control after realizing how realistic her costume looks. After taking pictures, Rarisa looked at them and was really happy with how it turned out. She was going to remove her costume when the zipper got stuck. She asked Okumura for help, but he was shocked. He tried to help and the zipper was stuck, but he accidentally pulled too hard and ripped the zipper off. He quickly turns around before he loses control and messes up the place with his manly juice. However, Rarisa tripped and fell, but he caught her. Rarisa told him to take his hands off her, and that's when he realized he was grasped. He quickly ran away and apologized before he lost control again. She told him he could leave without her, so he quickly left the room. Later, she started blushing while thinking about what Okumura did to her earlier. The next day, the principal is surprised when a famous model joins the school. She's one of those uncultured people who doesn't like manga. She walks into the classroom, and all the boys start to simp over her. She asks if there is a manga club, and one boy said he loves manga, hoping she would let him hit, but she said she hates manga. Meanwhile, basketballs. He heads to the club and sees that Rarisa is already waiting for him. Rarisa tells him that a famous and really cute model is their new classmate. Rarisa says the model would be perfect as the best friend of Lilial. Rarisa then takes out an old camera that Okumura recognizes as the one his senior used to take pictures of the club's culture festival. Rarisa starts to apologize and tells Okumura she wants to fulfill his manly desires. Okumura said he wants to take pictures of her cosplay because he actually enjoyed it last time. Rarisa was happy because she thought she was forcing Okumura to go along with her weird hobby. Suddenly, Rarisa remembers she couldn't bring her cosplay since the teachers were searching everyone's bags earlier. She comes up with another plan and pulls Okumura along with her to an empty classroom. She suggests he practice taking pictures of her in her school uniform. Okumura's sword starts to rise, and he wonders why since he's only interested in Lilial. They start the photo shoot and everything seems normal, but Rarisa looks at the photos and says they are ugly. Rarisa explains that she wants to look like Lilial and apologizes for not being a 2D character. She gets a bright idea to pretend her uniform is part of the cosplay. She puts on some makeup and shortens her skirt to look more attractive. Okumura could feel something rising, and it wasn't the shield hero. He tried to convince himself that she wasn't a 2D girl, but his manly nature was just too strong. Rarisa thinks her poses are too boring, so she tries to spice things up. Her glasses fell and Okumura started taking pictures. She then hits her head while getting up and ends up falling onto Okumura. Rarisa is excited, feeling like she's in a typical fan service scene from an anime, while Okumura faints from Rarisa's peach in his face. Later, Rarisa looks at the pictures and turns red when she realizes she wasn't wearing her cosplay underwear. She quickly demands that he delete all the photos, but an announcement calls Rarisa to the office. She rushes out and Okumura decides to secretly keep some of the photos for research purposes. Meanwhile, a group of simps swarm around Makari as she enters the club building. Another girl accidentally spills water on her, and Makari runs off feeling embarrassed. Okumura hears the noise outside and goes to check it out. He saw Makari, the next addition to his harem, standing at the door. Makari runs into his arms and calls him senpai. Makari remembers 5 years ago she had asked Okumura if he liked anyone. However, he confessed his love for Lilial, which is why Makari started hating manga. Damn, this guy has been a loser his entire life. In the present, Okumura shuts the door and covers the window to hide her from the simps searching for her. He then asks why she hugged him so suddenly, and Makari admits that she was hoping to make his sword stand at attention. She takes off her wet clothes and asks Okumura if he wants to see, but of course he says no. She tricks him into turning around, and he accidentally catches a glimpse of her bra and panics. She lay on the couch and asked if he'd like to join her. Makari enjoys teasing Okumura and asks if he thinks she's cute. When he tells her she's always been cute, she blushes and insists that she's even cuter now and she's no longer a kid. Okumura drops his manga, slips on it, and falls on top of her. She holds him close while he tries to get up and tells him she's been waiting for this moment her whole life. Okumura starts taking off his coat, but Makari is shocked because she wasn't ready to let him penetrate her shield with his sword. However, Okumura only covers her up to keep her warm and then apologizes to his Lilial manga. Makari realizes there is no hope for him, so she puts her clothes back on. She then asks if Okumura has feelings for anyone, and Rarisa comes to mind first, but he insists that he will never betray Lilial. Mikari picks up her bags and tells him she hates him, then leaves. Bro is fumbling a baddie because of an anime character. That's crazy. Later, Mikari recalls how she first got noticed as a model and accepted. She thought that if everyone liked her, then Okumura would too. Her manager even questioned why she was interested in such a loser when she could date any guy she wants. Mikari remembered how Okumura once protected her from bullies who made fun of her hair. Because of this, she started reading his favorite manga and styled her hair like Lilial. She went back to the park and tried to play with him. Other boys began to like her too, but Okumura was the only one who ignored her, which is why she developed feelings for him. She told her manager she will never give up on Okumura like the other 3D girls have. Suddenly, she noticed the manga club from the rooftop and saw a girl approaching Okumura. As usual, Rarisa quickly changes into her cosplay. Mikari rushed down to investigate. When she arrived, she was heartbroken to see Okumura with another real-life girl, and she angrily called him a liar. However, Rarisa invited her to join in her cosplay. Mikari was left shocked by the offer. This is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more anime recap videos.